Here's one policy that's horrible about BC parks. It's 4:20, a lot of these people might show up, but there's only another vehicle here right now, other than me. And so if all of these guys didn't show up because it rained, and it rained heavy today, maybe there are multiple bookings and they didn't change it, or so they're not going to show up today. Maybe they're the whole weekend, they might show up tomorrow if it's nice, but then leave early Sunday. Because of it, people like me, and I'm talking about places more like in Parksville, we're often stuck watching these places being empty when we were on the side of the road under power lines. So it's one of the flaws. So, and I'm not saying it's the people here, because they seem to be doing good work. If this is here, you don't need people on site so much for small places if this is done well. But they never put strict rules. And some people tell me, whether it's BC Park or not, they just show up and leave really early. And I'm not that kind of person. I want to follow the rules, but I want there to be real rules, smart rules, not missing rules and not unenforced rules. And that takes, Homo sapiens. So right now it's just me way down there and that other vehicle, and it's going on 4:30 p.m. So, and pretty much every site here has the same noise, really. Mine, I'm not parked perfectly level, so I might move a little bit in the same spot without coming back to one of these other spots that are a little bit more off the road. But, I think the sound of the highway bounces off the rocks here more, from what I noticed, than maybe there. So even if I'm closer, I think. But anyways, that's just the really loud vehicles, which there are, like bikes sometimes. Or people with crappy mufflers, or some diesel engines are loud in the way they're fabricated with engine or pipes that are original. Especially with climbing. Mine made a lot of noise with climbing. As soon as I ease off the gas, oh man, it was quiet. Can't afford or hard to find somebody to do a little bit of welding on the exhaust manifold. Yeah, there's a few things with my vehicle that makes me kind of worried doing this trip. And one of them is the starting. The starting is weird. Sometimes super easy. Sometimes it looks like it doesn't know where to get the power from, almost. Among other issues. So it'll be nice when it has a more steady home. I'm still very impressed by it so far. But I did kind of try to do as much learning about it and what was affordable for a poor person. So one super fancy motorhome Mercedes symbol actually was bigger than the regular Pleasureway, that are about the size of passenger vans, and was waiting for me when I was hoping that they would, before the end of the 2 lanes, turn into 1 lane. But no, they were patient, but they didn't realize, no, I'm a poor person. I could die in this thing. It's one of the reasons, if you want to be a minimalist and not be part of the money cult, then, your lifespan is shorter, except human operating system, a variety of human thinking tools. Knowing how to assess risk, knowing how to problem solve multiple types of things, prevention, foresight. Very useful compared to poor people who got into addictions or mental health issues that they're not ready to address, or that they are, but the system is not there to help them with that. It doesn't exist, right? In many communities of the world. Not just BC, not just Canada. So this vehicle, I'm going to go a lot slower than this Mercedes realizes. Thanks for letting me pass. You were courteous, but I was trying to wait for you, and I kind of communicated that point. Signals or positioning of your vehicle, or my arm out the window a couple of times. People got it. We're near the end. They're coming fast behind me. I'm slow, and it's about to turn to 1 lane, and they take advantage of it, and I give them a thumbs up, because they were looking at the right place at the right time, which they should when they're driving. And they took advantage of it. So they got to wait less. Some are patient too behind me. And a lot of this road was 100 kilometers per hour, and I'm going about 85. And only one Those Tesla drivers, they love to accelerate, and they'll risk everybody's life to shut down the highway for a crash as well. with those cars, it's not, you know, it's like smart cars that, you know, weren't driven by the smartest drivers. Even though they're pretty safe, crash-wise. So anyways, I wanted to say that I'm proud of my Musicho. It's what I could afford. I'm doing my best to kind of minimize the risk, and I learn by observation, you know, and patterns, like is there leaks, you know, like the rear brakes are doing a bit of something different than before, and it's just inconsistent, and there is a slight risk. What if it goes wrong and one of the wheels locks up when it's already hard to maneuver such a rig, you know, and there's a big drop-off? So, you know, I'm not going to push it. I'm going to take the time it takes, and I'm tired enough already right now. And being in nature here, with minimal bugs too right now, because of the rain today, and I have a tiny bit of wood that I could get rid of later and have a little campfire, because even if it's wet, j'ai pas besoin d'avoir été dans les louveteaux or the Boy Scouts to, I've gotten good at starting fires. In fact, I kind of accidentally guided a group of 2 people in an exercise to start a fire, and the guy that was teaching us about starting fires with just the wooden sticks, we accidentally, well, we burned a little hole in his jacket. He didn't think we'd be that successful, but in the role we had, is I guided, you know, naturally a leader, you know, and we had 3 disabilities each. No, 1 each, the 3 people. Can't remember which one I had. One couldn't speak, the other had to pretend they had 1 arm, so put the other behind their back, and one was blind, I believe. And we had together, so of course communication is important, of course. So it could have been the leader's blind too, and could communicate with body language with their eyes closed about how to do it and guide it and kind of make sure the hands are together, because, you know, it needed to be that we did it together, because there's like 3 pieces to kind of be handling, and blowing helps, and seeing what's happening, right? Moving, so the arms, and of course, if blowing helps, you know, that could be the person that doesn't speak. They can blow. Just don't go, do it faster. You can't go like that with your blowing, that would break the rules. So, yeah, so these kind of challenges are fun to me, and I don't feel insecure about these things just because I didn't spend years in some sort of training or whatever, when I can learn quick with my confidence most things now that impresses people that coach different things. And that is a valuable person to want as a leader or on your side with what is coming very soon in the future.